Welcome to Talking Again podcast. I am your host, Fidel. This is The Tap. Thank you for tuning in, and please make sure and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to click on the notification bell. You can also find the show on all your popular podcast platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen. Let's get this show.
Cheers.
Salud. I'm going to have to left hand this one. Do you do left hand? Do you do left hand drinking when you drink your coffee, or do you do right hand? Or does it matter, or depending on what you're doing?
Oh man, I've always been ambidextrous, dude.
Have you really?
Yeah, I kind
In
of
sports and everything.
Yeah, like I could throw a football on my left.
Yeah. No, but can you throw it right? Because I can throw it too.
Yeah, no, I could throw it right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could throw little spirals here. It's not gonna be like with my right arm, but
Yeah.
it'll get you 5 yards.
Yeah. So like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, when he had that horrible pass in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, he threw it too far.
He threw it like this.
He punted it over there. So,
Yeah.
do you write and
Yeah, I could write. I
with
could
both
write.
hands?
Yeah, I could write. It looks like, I mean, I got chicken scratch already,
Yeah.
so it doesn't really matter. But I mean, it's even more chicken scratch-ish. You know?
Do you draw or no?
Oh yeah. I love to draw.
Like stick figures?
Oh man, I could draw Spider-Man.
Can you?
Yeah.
Like a good one?
Yeah, Spider-Man, Wolverine.
Is that your go-to, or just comics?
It's pretty
Comic
easy.
book?
Comic book characters are pretty
Yeah.
easy. I had this.
Do you really though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had this this fascination one time where I was just drawing clowns
Yeah.
for like a whole year. I was still in my addiction, so I was like
Yeah.
smoking a lot of weed, drinking a lot of like liquor and shit. And
Yeah.
I don't know why I would draw like clowns killing each other,
Yeah.
half like melted faces and stuff like that.
Different variety of clowns. It could be a happy
Just-
clown. It could be a scary clown. It could be an evil clown.
It
could
was
be
just
whatever.
every clown had like almost the same type of like shaped face.
Yeah.
But it just like was different. Like one, it would probably have like a comically big arm with like a tiny foot or something,
Yeah.
you know. And
Different characteristics.
yeah,
But same.
it was almost kind of like doing acid. You know, you just like, I'd have these weird images in my head, and you know, you just live a real crazy life of doing horrible things, and I think that was me of trying to release my feelings on paper.
Yeah.
You know, so I always had, just like, I mean, I'm not a crackhead, but like just like a crackhead, I always had like some sort of Sharpie on me.
Yeah.
You know, I think I got a Sharpie on me right now.
No.
Swear to God, bro. Somehow accidentally.
From work or what?
Yeah, dude. I get compulsive at work. I steal all the pens.
I can bring some paper out. Maybe you can start jotting something down.
Oh, you want me to?
No.
I'll draw something. You know?
It might not pan out well for the people that are just listening.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Hey, that's a major part of my audience.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, guys.
Just kidding. I don't know. I don't check the numbers, man. I should though. Someone told me, how are your views? I'm like, I don't know, man. You have a better guess than I do.
Yeah.
I really don't, because that's not why I do this. I don't, you know, one of my friends, my good friend Lewis, he's supposed to come on the show. He's always worried about, or concerned, not so much concerned, but he always wants to help out with the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get your numbers up. Let's do this and that. And I really appreciate he does that for me, and I want to do that because it'd be cool to get the numbers up, you know, and but that's not why I do it. That's not my major thing. That's probably why I don't push it as hard.
Yeah.
He does. But at the same time, I appreciate that he does, because it kind of keeps me on my toes a little bit too. Like, oh, maybe I should take it a little bit more serious, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's cool to just fuck around and talk, you know? Like today, there's no agenda.
Oh, I never have an agenda.
No. Yeah. Well, there's normally, that's my thing, right? Like, I'll get someone in here. We'll talk about their business or they promote something, you know? I mean, that's why I created the podcast. But, well, that and to have a casual conversation. But, yeah, today there's no agenda. I just called you up. Like, you answered the tap signal.
Yeah.
I sent out the tap signal and you answered.
That tap signal went out.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, too, because it was one of those things where, like, you know, we talked a couple months back, and I was like, yo, I'm down to go on the show.
Yeah.
And then I just been kind of waiting, like, not going to bug him.
Yeah.
You know, not going to be like a fangirl or anything like that.
Fangirl.
Oh, Fidel! You know, and I was just like, man, when the time's right, you know, things happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just literally checking in on my bud, and it was just like, hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah.
Dude? And you were just like, I need some help today. I was like, bro.
That's exactly how I said it too.
Nah, you didn't. You were
Pretty
just,
much.
kind
In
of.
text form, it was like that.
Yeah, I read it in my head like, your son play baseball still? Or something
Does he?
like that.
No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Sign him up.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. I'll sign him back up again. But he
I-
could only pitch left-handed.
Oh, there you go. Can he really?
No.
Oh, you fucker. You're going to be doing that the whole time, all night?
Definitely.
Checking me? All right.
Yeah. I mean, he could throw. It's just not accurate.
Well, I throw a football with the left.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I think we did it once.
What's that?
When he went on one of your teams, I think he did it.
Try to throw with his left?
Like when he was warming up.
Yeah.
And I think I was like,
Oh, yeah?
it was either at practice or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when he was on I hate saying this name. I remember when he was on the Dodgers. I had him.
Why do you hate saying that name? You know you're sitting on the Dodgers side right now.
I know. You put me here.
Yep, for a reason.
I'm going to bring you a big Houston sticker.
Oh, don't even go there. Wait, are you Chicago all the way through? Everything?
Yeah. Bears, Bulls, Cubs, Blackhawks. Yep.
Nice,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm not. Fuck those socks.
Don't like them, huh?
Nah. It's funny. So the family that's back east in Chicago, the whole family split.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got cousins.
Oh, yeah?
I got cousins.
Cubs, Sox.
Yeah, I got cousins that are like Bears, Bulls, Sox.
Yeah.
You know, and the Blackhawks and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and then they post like pictures on their social media
Mm-hmm.
where it'll be like all the teams and they don't have the Sox in there. Then
Yeah.
I'll post the same thing, but I have like the Cubs in there.
Yeah.
You know, I like being a fan of a lovable loser.
Well, the Cubs won recently.
Yeah, they won in 2016.
Yeah, after
You know?
what was how many? 100 years?
Like
or
108 years.
108 years. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, we're us Dodger fans, we're crying for what 30,
I want to say like
31,
yeah, almost
31 years.
32,
It'll be 32 this season.
Since I was born in 88. It was the last time they won.
You were born in 88?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 7 years old, maybe 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, just, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, Houston Astros, huh? Shit. What do you think about that? I know we were talking about your son though, his baseball. So, when he was with the Dodgers, we'll go back to the cheating part.
Oh yeah. He so there was a couple times where Coach Fred was like, "Yo, I want to try have somebody bat switch, like, you know, lefty."
Yeah.
And he was like, "You think Noah could do it?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
Yeah.
You know, so I remember for like a whole week before the game, we used to live in some apartment over there off of San Bernardino Road, and it's really no area where kids could play.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a shitty. I mean, it's nice, you know, but that's neither here nor there. But I had him out there, and I was like just throwing him these little ropes here and there.
Yeah.
You know, and he was just
With the left.
Yeah, with the left. He was hitting them out, dude. And then come game time, I was like, bat lefty. Like I shouted it out. And Fred was like, yeah. And then he was like, no. Got all prima donna.
Yeah.
And then he just struck out.
He probably would have been a monster lefty. He probably is a monster left hitter.
Yeah, but I don't know. Were you on the Royals that year?
Yeah. The Royals.
Who was that big ass kid that was hitting everybody with the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Who was that
what
guy?
What was his name? Eli? Was it Eli, I think?
I don't remember, but Noah got pegged like once.
That kid was hitting everybody.
He
was a lefty, right?
I think so.
I think he was a lefty.
His batting career just stopped.
Oh.
Like that's when he kind of was just like.
How many times did he get hit?
I think he got hit like two times.
Maybe two times.
Twice.
Yeah.
He definitely got hit once.
He didn't like little kids. He only, he liked people his size.
His size?
Yeah.
I need to feed my kid collard greens or something. But yeah, he just always been a small kid. You know, I'm a small guy, and you know, it's just one of those things where I mean, he started getting a little bit more aggressive when he went into football.
Well, that's what I was saying. So he went from getting hit by a baseball, now he's blowing out getting some hits in football.
I mean,
you said he was quarterback.
Yeah, he was. He played corner. He played quarterback. He played receiver. He played running back. So he had a good mixture of. He's still slow as hell though. You know, he's still super slow. But but when it comes down to it, I mean, he surprised a lot of people. He showed a little bit of gear. Showed a little bit of wiggle.
Yeah.
He had one run where they did like this like jet sweep reverse.
Yeah.
And he like faked it to the running back at the time, and then the whole defensive team ran to the left.
Yeah.
And he had like 15 yards to go.
Nice.
To the end zone, and it was just like the slowest run I ever seen. And then he picked up another gear when he was like at the 2-yard line, like, oh shit, people are back at me.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, he had a good little career that first year. He had like 5 interceptions. He threw 2 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown. He rushed for 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
You know, I mean, hopefully I got a 2-sport athlete.
Well, that's the thing is you got to keep them active in different sports because, you know, if one doesn't work, then you got the other one to fall back on. But it's always good to keep them different sports, I think, because they get to exercise every kind of muscle, different types of muscle, not just the same one. You know, that's why for many years already, Vincent's been doing just baseball, and we try to put him in different things, and he doesn't want to do any of it. I think I can get him to do flag football. I don't want him to do tackle, but I think I can get him to do flag football. Or no, he wants to do flag football, and then I want him to do basketball. I have this thing where when I started playing basketball, like a lot, like in the backyard, I just stretched out because I was always short, you know. And then I'm still short, but as a kid, I was always a short kid, right? And then I there was that one year, that summer, that I just stretched out because all we did was play basketball that whole summer.
You hit a growth spurt, got all tired.
It was just a growth spurt. It was just a growth spurt. But
super tired.
I equated.
What's that like, dude? I never hit one.
A growth spurt?
Just kidding, dude.
The last time you were this tall was what, 8th grade?
The last time I was this tall was like 7th grade.
The last time you were this tall was about a second ago, but
yeah, right.
When you stopped growing.
Yeah, dumb guy, dude.
Yeah.
But dude, no, I've been this height. I stopped growing, I want to say like 9th grade.
9th grade?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Still experience a lot of stuff.
Not funny, but it's funny.
Oh yeah, dude.
You a lot of short jokes, but you're not that short. How tall are you?
5'7".
I'm only 5'9", 2 inches taller.
Every time I get pulled over, I tell the cops 5'8". Yeah, I round up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about the weight? Do you round up or down?
Dude, I remember when I was first getting sober and I renewed my license, dude. I remember my old license said like 145.
Yeah.
And I said, "Fuck this, I'm 155." And I was
you put 10 pounds on you?
Yeah, I was probably like a solid 140 at the time.
Yeah, we're probably 135.
Yeah, 138.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was funny because I looked at the ticket and the cop had readjusted my stats.
Yeah. Oh,
you
no
know?
way,
Yeah, I was like, oh, dude.
Oh, this guy lost some weight.
He fucking sized me up, dude. He was like, "You're not 155.
Yeah, you're 6'2".
You're 125. Yeah, you're 125 and you're 5'6".
You're 5'6".
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I was in slippers, bro.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
You said it you said a couple times that that now that you're sober or whatever, or you weren't sober. I never asked you what. I don't think I did. I mean, I know you were drinking. I know you said that you had a drinking problem, but is that it, or were you doing other things?
Oh man, I did. I messed with cocaine here and there.
Oh, yeah?
Never shot heroin. Never smoked meth. Popped a whole bunch of pills.
Yeah.
Tried snorting a whole bunch of aspirin one time, thinking it was gonna take.
Crushed it up. And
try not have any more headaches. But yeah, it started off in 6th grade, man. I started smoking weed in 6th grade.
Yeah.
We're kind of like at a little like gig, like rock show type of thing, and I remember standing in a circle and like someone passed the marijuana around, dude.
Yeah.
And everything I ever did and tried was never pressured. It was just I wanted to
experience
something, but most importantly, I was feeling this empty void that was left in my chest.
Yeah.
And I think I was doing a lot of running, just trying to find myself.
Yeah.
And so I always knew people that would be able to get a hold of whatever I was looking for. Oh, you're so and so's little brother, and we're gonna get. Oh, you looking for this? Yeah, we could get it.
Yeah.
Give us this price because we know who your sister is. Or
yeah.
whatever, and so it was one of those things where like people, like I always was never far, but every time I did something, alcohol was always behind it.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, alcohol was like the driving force to, I would drink alcohol and I'd feel taller.
Give you that extra notch to let's get after it.
I'd drink alcohol and be like, yo, I could throw a 60-yard bomb like Mahomes right now. Probably get 20 yards out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and that's kind of like alcohol was always behind it, and it's funny because some stuff happened like 2010, 2012, and I caught like an assault case, and it was one of those things where like from like 2010 to 2012, I stopped smoking weed for like a good 2.5 years. And that's when I picked up drinking more. And that's when there was like
trying to fill a void or whatever.
Yeah, and that's when I picked up drinking more and picking up like popping pills more. And I just, I was like on a bunch of downers. Yeah. And then I would drink, and then I'd snort a little coke here and there. Then you're just kind of like a whirlwind of like trying to fall asleep, but you got too much coke in you, so you're just like still awake,
still running.
Yeah, your body's going, but you're freaking you're asleep upstairs, but your body's running around, and you're in the clubs and shit, doing whatever it is you're doing. But yeah, man, that went on for a couple years. Like I started drinking here and there like around 10.
Damn.
Yeah, I started stealing wine coolers, dude. Yeah, I stole my mom's wine coolers. My grandmother she always had some sort of Budweiser in like her hamper. Yeah, because she was a closet drinker,
That's a whole nother definition to closet drinker.
Yeah, she'd put her empty cans in the hamper. Dude. Yeah, and there'd be times where I'd go in there and like there'd be a little bit at the end and I'd drink it. Yeah, what's this? She gets wild when she drinks this, and they, all her friends come over and they play croquet and shit. I'm just kidding, they never did that, but they played poker a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, man, I wouldn't change what I went through for the world, man. Because I probably wouldn't be where I'm at now. I got 3 different jobs, 2 beautiful kids, and I just get to live the ultimate freedom. Yeah. I don't ever make New Year's resolutions either. I just try. Why not? I just first and foremost, I think it's kind of dumb, because why wait for a new year to try to be a better person? Why not be a better person all year round? Right. So I always try to keep my side of the street clean. I'm not perfect. I got a whole laundry list of fuck ups. Yeah. And it's insane of all the stuff that like certain amends I got to make to people, and certain people that keep calling me that are blocked, that are looking for their money for bills. Like I think I owe Verizon $400. I owe Sprint $500, and I'm just like, yo,
we'll use an alias. Actually, we've never even formally introduced you.
Oh yeah,
to the show.
My name's Chip Douglas.
Chip Douglas. It is. It's Chip Douglas, true.
Chip Douglas.
I'll put on the description.
Yeah, for sure.
Andy.
Yes.
Andy Chapman. I don't know why I had you as something else before, long time ago.
It's probably like piece of shit or something.
Maybe that's what it was. I think that's what it was. Oh, no, POS. That's what it was, POS.
Yeah, that's a good one, dude.
No. Yeah. But going back to the addiction, how did you kick most of that stuff? Like the pills I hear, it's really hard to kick.
Oh, that man. Addiction. It just like, it got to the point where like, you ever had a certain amount of money in your account and be like, yo, this is like fun money, like spending money? Yeah. Like I might go to Disneyland. Yeah. At the end of that Disneyland trip, how much money you got left?
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. That's eventually those pills ran out, and I was like, well, don't got money for pills. So, but I would always.
Oh, was it like cold turkey? You just went.
It just kind of like.
But what about like withdrawals? Did you go through that? You just kick those too?
No, or? Like I think the pills for me were so easy to stop because I still was like drinking liquor. Oh. So it's
so kind of just replacing almost.
Yeah, so the minute the well for like the weed fell, and like the pills and like I always had liquor there, and I always had enough money to get into a bar and a club and buy one drink, and then I walked around the whole bar and club and made friends and then stole their drinks.
Not asked for them, stole them.
Yeah, I stole their drinks. Yeah. Like we'd be talking at the bar. Oh man, what's up, dude? What's that over there, dude? And then when you turn around, I'd steal your drink and walk away.
Pretty classy move.
Yeah, super classy. Yeah, you know what I mean. I ain't trying to take nobody home. I'm just trying to get drunk. You know what I mean? And I did that.
So that was a source. The source of it was the alcohol.
Oh yeah. The alcohol was driving force for my motives, my actions, the way I thought. If I got a flat tire, it's like, fuck, let's go drink. I drank because I was sad. I drank because I was happy. I drank because it was 6:00 in the morning. Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
Sunday. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get up till like 9:30, set my fantasy lineup, watch some football, and then drink. Or something like that. And dude, I just it was constantly there. There was even one time where I went into I tried to get into 7-Eleven's liquor cabinet like at 7:35, and they had locked it, you know, because I guess the cutoff is 2, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I mean, it's 99.9% alcohol and hand sanitizer, so might as well try and see what this tastes like.
Yeah.
You know, so I tried.
How was it?
Horrible.
Did you get buzzed? Did you get high? I mean, a little drunk?
I don't remember anything after drinking the hand sanitizer.
Oh, shit.
And I just remember waking up in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's a good thing you woke up in your car, you know?
Yeah, with the keys off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up in front of my mom's house. There's a bunch of times I woke up under her car. I don't know how I ended up under her car.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, it's cold outside. I'm tired. I think I'm just going to sleep right here.
Well, you know, you probably think like cats do it. It must be warm down here.
Yeah, why do they do it?
Yeah, cool.
You know
Because most engines are warm, you know, so they go into
and I would just sleep up under the trunk.
Yeah.
Like,
get up in there.
Yeah, dude, I got thrown out of bars, got thrown out of clubs.
Yeah.
Just that Tasmanian devil whirlwind of destruction.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you talk about the, I mean, I know that you guys typically can't really talk and discuss too much about the 12 steps and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever told your story of your rock bottom and were you willing to share here?
Oh man, yeah, I'm always open to share, you know. It's funny, there's a bunch of times where, like, you know, I had the opportunity to work the Oscars last night and met some dude. I forgot what his fucking name was, but I met some dude and I didn't know him. He didn't know me, but we were talking and he said something about Vegas and I was like, dude, I love Vegas. Yeah. You know, Vegas is like one of my favorite places on earth right now, and I've been there. I went there last year and the year before that. Yeah, stone cold sober. Nice. You know, and then people have asked me like, "Well, what do you do?" I do the same shit you do. I dance, I act a fool, and I have fun. But the only difference is I have a cup of water in one hand and a fucking Red Bull in the other. You know what I mean? I drink so much Red Bull when I'm out there. I get to the point where my kidneys hurt. I'm just like, oh god. So I feel like you the next morning. Yeah, pissing you know? Yellow and everything. Yeah, just pissing like crazy lime green and shit. Like, I think I should get checked. You know, but it's one of those things where, like, you know, I there's other like. Yeah, I didn't know who this guy was, and he mentioned Vegas, and then I jumped in the conversation and was like, yo, I love Vegas, and he was like, yeah, I gotta stop because I get fucked up. I was like, dude, I went the last 2 years sober. Yeah. And he was like, what the hell? And it's just like, it's one of those things where the most important thing for me in my life is to just not drink no matter what. Mm-hmm. You know, so because like my mentality is because I drank because I was happy, because I was sad, because of this and that, like I'm gonna stay sober the same way. Yeah. You know? I drank like I was just at a meeting today and I was just sharing with some newcomers where I was like, you know, you always hear people say like one day at a time, right? Yeah. For me, because I'm a slow learner, I had to break it down to like, you know, 40 minutes in that day. Yeah. For one day at a time. Yeah. Or 30 minutes or 10 minutes or the next hour sometimes, you know, and then eventually, you know, miraculously 6 years came around. You know, and I just stopped counting the days because I'm the type of person that I want shit now. Mm-hmm. Like if you had 4 years and I have 4 days, I'm going to be in my feelings and in my head. I'm going to be like, fuck Fidel. You know, fuck that guy. Why does he have 4 years and I can't? It's like, well, he worked for it. Yeah. You know, do the same thing. Just keep coming back, dude. You know, and eventually that became like I started carrying a lot of those little mantras with me and just one day at a time, 1 minute, 1 second, you know, and I just, everything, because for me, you know, being alcoholic addict and stuff like that, like it's very, the biggest thing you want to do is complicate everything, mm-hmm. You know, make some sort of excuse for everything. Yeah. So you can get back in there and. Yeah. You know, back. So every time I come across an old friend that relapses or whatever the case may be, it's just like, in my head, I look at it like, dude, you had that reservation a year ago before you actually did it. Yeah. You just were waiting for some bullshit to come across to be like, oh, my car broke down. Let's go fucking relapse. Yeah. You know, so I got a very stern for myself. I'm very stern in my sobriety to where it's like I don't give a fuck what the situation is. I'm not drinking. Yeah. You know, and that's just the simplest way about it. Yeah. You know, the minute you start thinking about like, oh well, you know, so-and-so's getting married and I'm happy, or this person, or my mom died, or like let's celebrate. Yeah, the minute you start complicating your sobriety is the minute like it just, you're gonna throw it away because you have that premeditated reservation in your head. Right. You know, that like, you know, I've also heard people like, oh, a resentment could take you out and make you relapse,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's funny because I actually got sober on a resentment. You know, everybody was like, oh, he's going to end up just like his dad and this and this and that, you know? And I was like, you know what? Fuck all these people. And they were all family members. You know what I mean? But some of them were friends. Some of them were, you know, like my son's mom and this and that. That was the biggest one that was like, yo, you're going to end up like your dad, you know? And I was like, this fucking C word.
Yeah.
Censorship, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And so I just, I was like, you know, I really wanted to show people. And the dude that was walking me through the steps, because I ended up getting like 3 sponsors, you know? And it's funny. They say pick somebody that has what you want, you know? And it's funny. The first dude I picked had like knowledge of the big book,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't apply it in his life.
The big book, meaning the Bible?
Nah, the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, I didn't know there was a book.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny. It's called a book, but it's actually suggested to be used as a textbook.
Uh-huh.
Like go through it. Like it's gonna tell you things
Take
about
notes and
yeah. It's gonna tell
highlight things.
you.
And
Yeah, it's gonna tell you things about you that you didn't even know you knew yet.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the craziest thing about it is every time I read it, it's just like I find something new. Like yeah, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I act like this, I act like that. You know, and it's crazy. Like it's meant for you. It's meant to help you. You know, learn about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's why people read it like it's a book, but in reality, you should study it like it's a textbook. You know, somebody, when I first came into the program, told me, read the book and study the people. Meaning like, you know, for anybody out there that's like going through any sort of, you know, troubles or is on a court card and stuff like that, or new to sobriety, and they get kind of scared and venture off again because they hear about God or a higher power, or they hear people talk about the book.
Yeah.
It gets talked about in a negative light sometimes because some people are just like a little too preachy about it.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can see those are the same type of people that, you know, when they're in the rooms, it's all about like AA and stuff like that. And then when they walk to their house or whatever the case may be, or they're in the confines of their own home, they're very, you know, they'll kick the dog, yell at the kids. Like they don't practice what they preach type of thing.
Yeah,
you know, so somebody that's very close to me was just like, dude, just read the book and study the people.
Yeah.
You get the meat and the potatoes from the book, and you could see who not to act like, you know. And that's basically what I learned with the first sponsor I had, because he was like very preachy, and we call him either, you know, there's a bunch of names for him, big book thumpers and AA Nazis and stuff like that, where they just want you to follow them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, oh crap, like what they say is good, but they don't practice what they preach.
Yeah.
You know, so I fell into that. And it was probably the best thing that happened, because I had like 2 months of sobriety. I relapsed. And then I dropped that guy. And then you could kind of see where people's sobriety is, because after I dropped him, he relapsed.
Oh, shit. Really?
You know what I mean? So I was like, man, your emotions and your head obviously wasn't in the right place. Because, you know, the second sponsor I had, when I dropped him, he was like, good, dude, I'm glad we could still stay friends throughout this. You know? And we have dinner sometimes and we hang out and stuff like that. I see him in a meeting. I get super excited and stuff like that. Give him a big hug. And, the dude I have now is I've had for like the last 4 years of the 6 years of my sobriety, you know, and he's been the best thing that's ever happened, because he has what I want.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good father, you know, he pays his bills, you know, and he methodically, like all his steps that he does through his life, like work, job, this and that, like everything's thought out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm kind of like, I'll fucking go to the gym. You know, I'll take Noah to go get some food or some shit. You know, like I do things when they come. You know, I don't worry too much about certain stuff. You know, it's good and it's bad. Yeah, there's a bunch of ups, bunch of downs. But I mean, it's working right now. Yeah, you know, it's working.
I think it's good to try to emulate someone that you kind of respect or look up to. You know, because it gives you like some kind of goal to reach, or some kind of, you know. I mean, to me, I know there's a couple people that I see, and I'm like, well, you know, I want that too. You know, like I want that motivation that he has. I want the drive that he has. You know, or sometimes it could be a female. Like, oh, you know, she's very, I don't know.
She's very beautiful, and I want my hair to look like hers.
I've always wanted to be beautiful, you know, but it's just that, you know, my age now, it's like, you know,
Dude.
After 35, you kind of just,
You just fall apart?
Yeah, bro.
Nah, you're a handsome fella, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
I know that you're lying because it's
Well,
my show.
I think you're supposed to say no homo, right, nowadays, 2020?
Is that what? Yeah, that's right. No, that was like 5 years ago. I don't
Was
say
it?
no homo anymore. You can't say that anymore. That's not politically correct.
Fuck being politically correct.
That's true. Yeah.
It's
I appreciate you saying that too.
It's 2020, and if you're still getting soft for what somebody says, dude, grow some thick fucking skin, dude.
You know what? I think we're starting to see a little bit of a shift, and it all goes back to well, first of all, I don't want to just skim right over what we were just talking about, but congratulations on your sobriety, 6 years. I like that you can sit here. Everything's a bar theme. The show's called The Tap, and you're still like,
dude,
you know,
bars are the best.
you just said, you have fun. You're just not. You're drinking the water and Red Bull.
I go, there was within that 6 years so far that I've had of sobriety, there's been a bunch of times where I've been the DD, the designated driver.
Yeah.
And people are just like, thank you. Oh, woo.
Yeah.
And I just tell people like, yo, if you ain't ready to leave when I'm getting in the car, your ass is walking. There's Uber now.
Yeah.
That wasn't around when I was getting loaded.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Because I walked around Hollywood for like almost 8 hours before I found my friend's apartment, just in a drunken blackout. Like I was on Melrose, he lives on Franklin Avenue, and I was just like, what the fuck's going on, dude? Blacking out, coming in and out of consciousness. I got robbed that night twice.
Oh shit!
yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah,
What
did they take the second time? The first guy took the rest. Shit.
No, so it was funny. So I it's I don't know, maybe August 2nd. This was the last drunken log like from me drinking, right? Yeah. Aside from that relapse, but that was just more of like a family fist fight, with one of my nephews. Yeah, and that was that, and but like the last actual hurrah that I had was on my best friend's birthday. This had to be like 2012 because I tried getting sober in 2012 and I started getting sober 13, and I didn't officially get my sobriety date until October 28th, 2013. Mm-hmm. So from 2012, 2013, it's just like I took dirty chips. I did a lot of the shit that newcomers do. Yeah, I'm sober. I got 30 days, and I didn't even have 3 minutes because on my way to the center, I stopped at 4 liquor stores and bought like shooters, and I used to skateboard to the center and stuff like that. And then I just put them in my bag, and I thinking I'm getting, pulling the wool over everybody's head. But when I'd skate off, you'd hear clink, 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 clink in the backpack.
Well, I'm sure they all knew too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They can see it in your face.
They
probably.
see it in your demeanor. I used to think you can't smell vodka. But apparently my mother would...
Right, that was the biggest thing. You can't smell vodka, but you can, right?
Yeah, my mother would be like, God, you smell like a fucking brewery.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you talking about? I just had vodka. Like, I don't think they have that at breweries. Some sort of smart aleck remark. Yeah. And man, we're in Hollywood. We got this plan to like, a couple of friends from high school are there, and I'm already pre-gaming. Yeah. Like at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We ain't supposed to meet till like 10:30. Yeah. And I'm loaded, like beyond repair. I didn't eat no food. Yeah. Driving up to Hollywood from La Puente, and I'm just like, holy shit, like I need to get something in the tank, like a little bit of food, not a lot, because everything for me was like I was trying to be Bill Nye the Science Guy and try to work everything out to where it's like, okay, this much food with this much liquor, and I have the perfect buzz, and I won't black out. But somehow
I gotta soak up with some bread.
Yeah. It got so bad to the point that they nicknamed me Cinderella. You know what I mean? Because once midnight hit,
you're done.
His body's walking around like a zombie, you know, and
everybody's trying to catch up the whole night.
Yeah, everybody's like, "What the fuck? What is he drinking?" Yeah, everything before I get to your house. I used to have like at one point, like, so it's funny, some of the like the chapter 3 talks about how it works, right? Mm-hmm. And then it like towards the end of it talks about like switching from scotch to brandy, agreeing to resign if ever drunk on the job, taking a trip, not taking a trip, swearing off forever with and without a solemn oath. Like it talks about all this shit, and I did all that, like not knowing that. Like it got to the point where like I started drinking I don't know what it was. I started drinking Coronas real heavy. Yeah. Like I would like, oh, let me get that poison. Like that's what I used to do when I'd go into the liquor store. And mind you, there was a lot of times I didn't have no money. Yeah. But, shout out to my boy RJ over there at Handy Liquor. there was a lot of times that dude hooked me up, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and that friendship grew by just talking about sports. You know, and I would go in there, and there was
probably a Chicago fan or what?
Nah, he's a fucking Dallas Cowboy fan. So he was happy that you guys lost. Dude.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
They can't get that 6-1, no. Yeah. You know?
Fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big Jason Witten fan. Yeah, but yeah, man, he's just he's a cool dude. He's a genuine soul, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's very, very genuine. It was funny because when I started getting sober and I had like 8, maybe almost a year of sobriety, that was my first job back being sober.
At the liquor store?
Yeah, at the liquor store.
Shit, dude.
You know, how ironic is that? Put an alcoholic, a diehard alcoholic in a liquor store.
Yeah.
You know, and being trusted with your money and your bottles and your,
and him knowing though, right?
And him knowing, like, you know, because it got to the point where, like, I think he only kicked me out of his store one time for acting belligerent and drinking on the property.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it got to a point where, like, I was, like, pretty judgmental when I first got to AA because I was like, well, fuck, I'm not an alcoholic. Dude, I got a car, I got a job, I got a little shitty apartment I go home to where there's no door because I ripped it off its hinges, you know, due to alcohol. Yeah. And then there's like, you know, Noah's getting ready to be born, you know, 2010 and stuff like that. And I'm thinking it's okay just because of materialistic items, you know, but at the same time, after work, for a good 2-3 hours, I'm hanging out with the winos in front of 7-Eleven right there off of Unruh. Yeah. You know, like I'd walk in and there'd be that old dude on the bicycle. You ever see that guy?
Yeah, he's probably still there.
Oh, I haven't seen him. I think the last time I seen him, he was behind CVS. But
I mean, the winos are probably still there.
Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of them, bro.
Still there. That's.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. I don't know where. I don't know. I called him Grandpa. I don't know where Grandpa went, but there was a bunch of times I'd park all crooked, super drunk, and then I'd walk into the store and he'd be like, "Hey, mijo, give me a bottle of Night Train," and I'd be like, "Fuck that, we're getting 2." You know, and I'd go get 2 bottles of Night Train and I'd turn around and I'd just sit there with him and he'd tell me these crazy stories of how he was like Golden Glove boxer and all this other crazy shit. Yeah. And how he seen somebody get shot down the street, and he was a real cool dude to have in your hip pocket. Yeah. Because there was a bunch of times like I think he knew what I was going through and what I was doing. Yeah. So there'd be a bunch of times where he just randomly pull up to my car when I'm at a light and he'd be like, "Yo, don't go down this street because there's a bunch of cops down there." Yeah. I'd be like, "Cool. Taking the side streets because I'm drunk and I need to get home." You know, so I think it was just kind of one of those things where, like, you know, I fully believe that that, you know, whatever you want to call him, you know, some people call him God, some people call him higher power, sometimes I like to call him Chuck Taylor, you know, but there's a bunch of times where I truly believe where, you know, he puts people in your life for a reason. Yeah. You know, and what reason that is, I don't know. And I try not to figure it out, but I definitely try to like hold that person near and dear to my heart when the time presents itself and when the person is around. Because like I said, there was one time, and this is what was crazy about the dude, and I don't know if a lot of people knew this.
Same guy, Gramps.
Yeah, that same guy, that grandpa. Dude, he looked like Santa Claus on crack. You know, he just had the crazy white gray hair, and he was super skinny. Like, older Chicano dude, had the freaking the boxing glove tattoo over his heart. Yeah. You know, it was a cool dude. Never wore a shirt.
Of course not.
You know, never wore a shirt. He was either in a wife beater or no shirt. Yeah. You know, riding his bike up and down Unrun Amar and just cursing all the cars that almost run him over. And there was one time where I remember I think it was the first time I got out of jail, and I still had that wristband. I still had that county number on my wrist. Yeah. I didn't cut it off. I thought it was cool or some shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna wear this.
I just got out of the club.
Yeah, I just got out of I just got out of this bar with all you guys, dude. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, fool, what floor were you on, dog?" Yeah. You know, "Hey, fool." You're like, I'm not telling you. You know, and so I remember I'm out. I forgot what we had for breakfast that day, but like it's later on in the day, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to In-N-Out." You know, get myself a burger. Yeah. I'm sitting on the corner of Unruh and Amar, and I'm on my I'm standing there with the skateboard. I'm on my cell phone, and then Gramps is walking by, and I don't know, something just told me in my chest, like, "Yo, offer this fool a meal." Yeah, you know, and so I hit him up and I said, "Hey, Grandpa, what's going on?" I give him a big hug, and he was just like, "How you doing, Mio?" I said, "I'm good." He's like, "How are you?" Like his eyes got wide.
Yeah.
Like he was happy that I finally joined the club. You know what I mean? And he was like, "How you been? How you doing?" And I was just like, "I'm good, dude." And then I was like, "Are you hungry?" He's like, "Nah, dude. I'm gonna just go kick it in back at CVS because there was like a recycling center back there.
Yeah.
You know, and they would all just kick it there.
Yeah, I
you
know. Which one.
Yeah, and basically what ended up happening was like I offered him if he wanted to go join me. You know, have an In-N-Out hamburger, and you know, he was like, "Nah, you're hungry. Go get yourself food." And he went in his pocket and he pulled out like $400 or $500.
What the hell?
Yeah, so he, like that was that government check money. You know what I mean? He's counting it, and then he pulls out a 50 and he shot me to 50.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't take this. Like he gave me $50.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't take this. Like I got money, you know, like I still have my job technically. Like I was lucky enough to where the time I spent, they gave me like basically my vacation.
Okay.
You know, and I still had my security job when I came out, and it was one of those things where like, you know, I think like looking back at it now, I think he was like just trying to pay me back for all the night train I bought him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. But when it came down to it, he was like, he shot me money.
Yeah.
And I remember like, I don't need it, but if you truly want to give it to me, like I'll take it.
Why not? $50
you know,
bucks.
$50. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he shot me $50. It might have been a 20. I don't know. But
$50 sounds way better.
yeah, it's just for the dramatic effect of the story, we're going to stick with 50.
Stick with 50.
Can't really remember what it was, but he had a whole wad of money.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just surprised. I was like, man, this is how much money you get for being 5150 and homeless? Like I should sign up. You know, I fit the bill. I just can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just one of those things where like, yeah, like that was one of the weirdest transactions I ever had in life. And then after that, like it was one of those things that was the last moment I seen him. He gave me that money, and then he just disappeared out of my life.
Oh shit.
You know, and I think I seen him probably like 2-3 years later after that, and by this time I'm already like 2.5 years sober and stuff like that. And he's like, "Let's get some night train." I'm like, I can't. Talk to God. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm invested in the Lord, dude. I'm just kidding. It's just AA. He's like, oh, okay, get out of here. It's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have what you need now, and kicking me to the curb.
Oh, I'm sure he you know, he probably thought of you like a son or grandson, you know, and just like, I gotta take care of this kid, you know.
Yeah, definitely, man. He was a cool dude, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, you know, it just yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. There's a lot of different things that I've got to experience and enjoy.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you know, when you don't have control of yourself and your body, then it'll do some crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's cool that you can remember some of it and then kind of share those stories.
Yeah. It's weird. Like it constantly gets replayed in my head like.
Do you always think about it, or is that just something that just came to you right now? Like, oh, I do remember that, and I remember that. Like,
no, like I don't,
casually in conversation, does it come back?
Like it comes up because it's there. It's like for some weird reason, it's like one of those highlights. Like you got a highlight from when you used to play sports in high school.
No, well, not in high school, but yeah, I do have some of those highlights. Like, just playing soccer out in the field.
Yeah. That's like my highlight.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my sport highlight.
Yeah,
like you know, like in 2010, the bum gave me $50. Like, why is that stuck in my brain? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but it's in there for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in there to share with people at any given notice. You know, and there's a lot of things in my head like that. You know, for some weird reason, I've always had a pretty good knowledge of like sports trivia, movie trivia. Like me and my sister just could go back and forth reciting like Dumb and Dumber, Forrest Gump, you know, a bunch of different movies. Like, you know, people hate watching movies with us because we fucking recite the whole movie.
Like the 90s movies, late 90s movies.
Yeah, like I'm a big fan of Clueless. It's probably weird for a 31-year-old guy to like Clueless.
No,
but
I'm not a big fan, but I like Clueless.
Yeah,
with, Brittany Murphy and Alicia Silverstone.
Oh yeah, definitely. But see, I'm a fan because I was forced to watch
something.
Stacey Dash, I think. Yeah. I was forced to watch it. That's the reason why
Why were you forced to watch it? Because your sister?
Because it was like there's 3 women in the house. Oh, okay. You know, it's my mom, it's my grandmother.
Wait, is Clueless a chick flick?
I think so.
I liked it.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Paul Rudd was in the movie.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah,
he was good in that movie.
Yeah, I liked it too. It's probably one of my favorite Paul Rudd.
I thought
movies.
he was. I say the same thing. I think he was really good in that movie.
Yeah, but it's funny because
that. That's not a chick flick, dude.
It's not.
No.
Fuck, dude, I was trying to get sentimental here.
Use another one.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude. Like, oh, dude.
Chick flick for reals. All right, chick flick.
Another movie that I used to get forced to watch too was like Crybaby. You ever see Crybaby?
That's a chick flick.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a chick flick.
I don't know, man. He's
Johnny Depp.
He's
Crocodile Tear.
Yeah, he's up there like, it ain't nothing but a hound dog. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a chick flick.
Kind of. I don't know, man.
For sure, dude.
I thought Elvis was a thug though.
Elvis was a thug, but not what Johnny Depp was putting out.
Nah,
he was portraying something else.
Fuck.
He was that bad boy. He was painting a bad boy scene look for the chicks. I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, my mind just
crying, crybaby. Yeah, chick flick.
I don't know, man. I thought he was just like, fuck, I need to get me a tattoo tier. Like, you know what I mean? Or something like.
You know, I saw that movie for the first time like maybe 8 years.
Yesterday?
8 years ago, 7 years ago. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, well. had an extra 2 hours earlier.
Yeah, he
today.
watched it yesterday, everyone. He watched it after the loss of the Super Bowl.
Oh man. Let's not bring that up. I had my previous episode we talked about the Super Bowl loss, so
yeah, I seen that.
I've already done my twice I had to do my
yeah.
My
it's fine, dude. I still talk about the Bears losing 2006.
Oh shit, yeah.
I still talk about that sometimes.
Yeah. Chicago hasn't had any. Well, the Cubs, that's about it. But
no, man, we talking about that. Blackhawks killed it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
They suck now, but you know, I mean,
right,
they're decent. They're okay.
Yeah,
you know, they're kind of a wild card. Are they gonna get to the playoffs? Possibly, but you know, some days Patrick Kane just looks like, fuck this job.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna do pirouettes in the side and shit. You know, it's just I don't know. They're that's like the biggest enigma about them is like. They're a finesse team, and they wait for the last minute to try to score all their goals.
Yeah.
So I just kind of hate watching the games. Like there's not an enforcer on the team that like, takes people's heads off. You know,
leaves you in anticipation the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, when you get a score.
We were talking about the politically correct, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite topic.
You know, I think like comedians were able to tell where the shift is going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember back when Kathy Griffin? It was probably sometime before that too. Kathy Griffin, she did something about Trump, right? She drew like a picture. She posted some picture about his head being cut off, and right away it was the cancel movement, right? Cancel. Roseanne, cancel everything. Comedian Latino redhead guy. Shit. He used to make chicks watch him jerk off.
Oh, Louis C.K.?
Louis C.K.
Okay,
what did I say? Lou?
Yeah.
Louis? I said Louis?
Yeah, that was a good show, dude.
Yeah. Well, they canceled it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's a whole cancel movement. But now, do you notice that, like, some of these comics are putting it out there? They're edgy again?
Yeah.
Like, they're just putting it out there. They don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see the shift again. Now we're going to start to,
I hope,
podcasting is another one.
I hope so,
You got a bunch of dudes that are just saying whatever they want to say now.
Yeah, this is... And I have these type of conversations a lot with people. I had a conversation the other day with my grandmother, you know, where she said she was getting ready to say, I think we should get rid of the Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I cut her off and was like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get rid of...
Fuck that, Grandma.
Yeah, I told her, hey, watch your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't tell her that. She's like 87, I think, and she'll still whip my ass. But,
yeah, I'm sure.
She got the carpal tunnel now. So I try to put a towel on her hand.
Yeah.
Like, what's that dude from 3-6 Mafia? DJ Paul? How he got some little hand?
No.
Yeah. Look him up. He's pretty.
I got to look.
He's got like
up.
a chicken wing.
Yeah.
You know, but I shouldn't say that.
Put a little towel out there.
Yeah, I put the little towel on her hand sometimes, and she's like, "Knock it off." I'm like, "Shake it," you know. But I mess with that lady too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's like, what were we talking about?
Second Amendment.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I was trying to explain to her like, I mean, I can't bear guns until like 2021, 2022, but it's one of those things where I think it's super important. You know, like when you read on it and look at it, it was founded so that way we could defend ourselves from a tyrannic government.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which I think for the most part is kind of happening within the world because they want to abolish everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't wear your hat backwards because it's black.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Like, that was probably the weakest analogy.
Yeah.
But you know, somebody out there will get it. Like, yeah, dude, I understand them, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm wearing a black hat for the ones that are listening.
We'll connect. Yeah. Fidel got a black hat on.
Yeah.
I forgot you got people that are just listening.
Yeah. It's audio and video.
Yeah, it's 2020. You can't get a video yet. Step your game up.
Step your game up, son. I don't watch podcasts either.
No?
No, I listen to all my podcasts. That's why I relate to them.
I watch, dude.
Yeah. I can't.
I think because I'm a fan, I watch.
Yeah. I'm a fan too. I'm a fan of. I listen to Joe Rogan all the time.
Yeah.
But I listen to him. I can't. It's not
okay. But because the way I listen to it is like, I get stuck in the YouTube portal, and I have the video playing, but I listen when I'm in my car.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to it
as you're being chauffeured because you can't watch video while you're driving, so you just have it. Maybe on the docking station.
Yeah, my eye does like this chameleon thing where I look at the road and the freaking.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes what'd he say? And
you know what I heard someone say one time was that, you know who it was? You know Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
His sidekick, Chin.
Oh, okay.
Chin, right?
Yeah.
Chin something.
Handsome dude.
Is he a handsome guy?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But now
I don't watch.
Now when I go home, you're gonna look it up. Dude.
As soon as you leave, I'm gonna Google it right now.
That's why. Google it now.
Handsome Chin. I'm gonna put handsome chin. And then it's gonna be a picture of Tom Selleck or.
Yeah, it's gonna be a picture of Tom Brady's freaking great
his chin.
His great chin stubble, dude.
Well, what was I saying? Chin.
Yeah.
He said, it's kind of, they're talking about somebody that was people that text and drive, or look at videos and drive, and he was saying how it's cool that people are getting used to that, texting and driving, you know, like looking at their phone while they're driving.
Yeah.
It's just the comment that he made. I was like, what do you mean getting used to it? No way, dude. But it's true that people are getting used to being able to drive and do this right here.
Yeah.
Because
it's crazy.
They are.
God forbid everything happens in a split second, dude.
Shit, dude.
There's been times I drink the water bottle, or the soda or whatever I have at that moment, my coffee, and I rear end somebody. And I'm looking at the road, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" The car stopped. But my brain has you ever play I don't know if your son plays Fortnite.
No.
Well, Noah was.
I've heard of the game though.
Yeah, Noah was complaining about Fortnite because the Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi, whatever the fuck you want to call it,
in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi in the house was lagging.
No.
So my brain has that same type of effect. I think it's just from all the substance abuse.
Yeah.
It just has a little lag. Like I'm looking at these red headlights. And at the last minute, I'm like, "Oh shit! I should probably stop."
Shit,
you know? Yeah. I got into a couple fender benders like that.
Damn,
you know,
it's scary, you know, because the distraction is there everywhere we're at.
Oh man, everywhere.
You know,
I look at other people while they're on their phone, and I'm like, "Yo, what's he texting?"
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Let me see your screen real quick, dog. Like, hang it out the window.
Yeah, you see their face, and you're like, "Wait, what are they?" You know,
yeah,
it looks like it's fun, or you know, I wonder what it is.
To my coworker, man, he's the one of the funniest dudes. Like when we go take our lunch together, and like when he's driving, he always pulls up in front of the people and he throws his hands out the window and he's like, "Yo, get off your phone!" It's the funniest thing because people get like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like being that kid in high school where you're like eating chips in the back of the class and the teacher catches you.
And then you do that little.
Yeah, they stiff it up,
flinch,
dude.
Kind of, it's like a flinch with the stick.
Like you definitely know their butthole got tight.
For sure.
Yeah,